Welcome inside the Angela Activity Center as tonight, your OLSH basketball team back at home for the first time this season as they take on the City League opponent in the Brashear Bulls. Hi, everybody. I'm Matt Fargo, joined alongside Christian Harbaugh and OLSH. Happy to bring you tonight's broadcast from the friendly confines of the AAC. The 2-0 Our Lady of the Sacred Heart Chargers take on the 0-2 Brashear Bulls. But, gentlemen, two impressive losses, if you can say that, from Brashear, as Keystone Oaks and Bishop Canevin, the teams that beat the Bulls. So coming into tonight, Christian, the records should not be what you focus on because they're really formidable opponents that Brashear fell to, and the Chargers probably cellar dwellers that they've gotten their first two wins against. So certainly that can't be a factor in today's game.
Super excited to see this matchup tonight. Brashear, a city school, they're always tough in the city. Played two close games, close contest already. Bishop Canevin got the opportunity to see them the other day, and they really played them well, kept it within striking distance. And for OLSH the other day, you know, getting a 2-1, the win in the record in the first one, and then getting the next one and the big win in the first one here home tonight. See if they can protect home court and keep it going.
And Allie said it, protect home court. The Chargers have done that for over 5 seasons now as they enter another year protecting the Angela Activity Center. And while it's maybe not at the forefront of what Mike Rodriguez wants to do, it's certainly in the back of everybody's mind on how well they play here at home.
Yeah, that's very true, Matt. And like what everybody says is the longer your streak goes, the closer you are to the streak coming to an end. And you got to look at these Bulls. They're pretty big, Matt, and I'm anxious to see how the Chargers handle the big guys up in front.
Yeah, you're talking about some pretty good size, 6'5" forward in Trent Milner. That's going to be a tall task for the Chargers. And, of course, the junior guard, Nazir Pulley, will also be a tall task. Christian, what did you see in the first matchup when we did the game in the season opener, and what would you like to see coming into tonight's game as you kind of start to get the basketball legs under you now here in game number 3?
In the first game when they broke the record, OLSH had a little bit of foul trouble, and some of these guys had to step up and get their first couple minutes on the varsity level. And then, the one thing I'd like to see them tonight, they got to slow Brashear down, in the half court, slow them down, slow their pace down, their tempo down. And for OLSH, you want to push your pace and execute on offense.
All right, when we come back, we'll give you starting lineups, and we'll put the ball in the air for the first time this season at the Angela Activity Center, 1504 Woodcrest Avenue. We're bringing it to you. Coming up next, Chargers Bulls. Let's do it right next on the OLSH Sports Network. Stick around.
On December 9th and 10th, Santa's coming to the OLSH stage. OLSH Theater proudly presents North Pole Musical, a sensational holiday revue featuring rapping elves, tap dancing reindeer, and a 3-minute version of the Nutcracker Suite. Visit the OLSH website to get your tickets today. See you there!
We are back at the AAC, and it's the Chargers and the Bulls getting ready to do battle. We're going to have the starting lineups, and it's like you hold your breath every game because when's the streak going to end? These
guys' minds and Coach Rodriguez's mind and their staff, and you know, it's tough every game, but I think, you know, over this time, the Chargers have really, you know, they've won so many games right out, and so right now they're just thinking it as another game and just come in and just take care of business.
Well, we're going to have a treat for you. We're going to let you hear Matt Fargo introduce both these teams, and it should be an exciting the home lid lifter crew.
yeah, this place is rocking just like it was back all those years ago when I was playing in it, and you know, these guys are really following these guys, especially, you know, after all the championships and what they've did.
I'm not sure. Do we have somebody going to sing the national anthem? A lot of times they do here. I don't see anybody standing over there, though.
I don't see anybody yet either.
But, yeah, the Chargers come in after 2 impressive wins. Well, 1 impressive win and 1 that they expected to win.
Yeah, anytime you can get out and you can play a game right out, it's still great for them, and it's still confidence booster, and they got those guys, you know, that haven't played many minutes and off the bench. And
well, here's the national anthem. We'll let you listen in. And first you're going to hear the Brashear Bulls.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to introduce tonight's starting lineups. First, the Bulls of Brashear, led by their head coach, Terry White. At number 5'7" junior, number 0, Garrett White. At number 6'1" junior, number 2, Titus Less. At 6'5" senior, number 5, Trent Lindner. At 6'2" junior, number 13, Zeke Pulling. And at 6'5" senior, number 12, Jimmy Nelson.
And there you have it, the starting lineups for both these teams. But quickly, we'll go over them for you. First for Brashear, it's White, Gillette, Milner, Nelson, and Pulley. For your Chargers, it's Spatafora, Tate, Vaughn, McIntosh, and Kirshner. Chargers in their home whites. Nicely done, Matt.
Thank you,
Great job.
sir. Appreciate it.
Here we go,
Good to
baby.
be back, gentlemen. As we're underway, and the Bulls win the tip. Controlled by Garrett White.
Man, we are right here, right up in, I mean, if somebody's coming for a loose ball, Rocco's coming for a loose ball, we're all going down.
Fade away on the back up foot. Doesn't go for Titus Gillette. And here come the Chargers. Fast pace, fast break offense. Up and found Rocco Spatafora. And he was one who, guys, got into foul trouble in that first game. And we really want to see what he's able to do and produce from the point guard position. Certain teams, as you know, Christian, need to produce from that point guard position. Certain teams need to facilitate. He's going to need to score this year.
Yeah, they're going to go as he goes, right? So if he's staying calm and patient and poised and he's executing and getting guys in the spots that they need to be on offense and obviously being a leader on and off the court, that's going to be huge for the Chargers.
And Spatafora splashes in 2 from the line. And the Chargers an early field goal lead, 2-0. As he hits 2 from the free throw line. Now the horn here to the near side, Gillette.
Coming out active early. I love the press, the pressure, and in the zone, too.
Off-balance shot by Gillette, but the Bulls able to get the rebound. Throw out a 3 there by White, doesn't fall. Rebound underneath again. Third opportunity here for the Bulls on this trip up the floor, and they make him pay with a 3. Titus Gillette, the junior, gives the Bulls their first lead. It's 3-2.
And OLSH is going to have to rebound out of this zone. Now, we talked about it in that first game when they broke the record. They really need to rebound. They're going to have to all gang rebound. All 5 guys got to crash the glass early.
Kirshner, just the mid-range shot that doesn't fall off the fingertips of Vaughn and pulled away by Trent Milner.
And he can make that. That zone is wide open. Great look there. He just got to be a little confident. You know, turn around and just be confident and step right into it, knock it down.
Crossover move, throw up another shot. Gillette doesn't fall, put back opportunity. Chargers come away with it only momentarily. Gillette is there.
And Brashear's going to look to play a lot of one-on-one. Even though they're in this zone, they got guys that can break you down and want to beat you off the dribble and crave for other guys. So you're going to see OLSH, they're going to have to guard their yard early, stay in front of these guys, keep them on their feet.
Another off-balance shot by Gillette. Rebound underneath, a third opportunity, and right now the Bulls making the Chargers pay with third and fourth opportunities, and Trent Milner does the damage this time.
And that can't happen. They have to rebound.
And the one and done on the other end, it's Gillette, lay it up and score, and the Bulls have a 7-2 advantage. Chargers yet to have a field goal tonight.
They got to move the – go ahead, Al.
No, go ahead.
No, they have to move the ball on offense. That was another quick shot by BJ there. I'd like to see him move the ball and swing it around.
Rocco tries to put an end to the drought. The Chargers have not scored from the floor this season at home. 5:36 to go in our opening quarter, and we get a whistle.
Jump ball.
And the arrow favors the Chargers. The Bulls won the opening jump. Haven't switched the arrow since then, and that is longtime scorekeeper Tim Feely at the scorer's table. I want to say this is his 18th or 19th consecutive year at the table.
He is a fixture over there.
3 ball that doesn't fall, ripped away nicely. It was Jaden Nelson that came away with it. He pushes it up the floor to Gillette. Gillette lost control of it, taken away there by Dorian Tate. Tate got his pocket picked, taken away, steal and score, lay it up for Trent Milner. And it's 9-2 Bulls.
OLSH got to look to be patient here on offense. They got to execute. They got to move the ball around the perimeter in this zone here. Find Kirshner in the middle and go to work.
There's Kirshner inside, and he is fouled. Foul's going to go to Nasir Pulley, the junior.
Brashear, they want to push the pace, push the tempo. They don't want OLSH to set up in that zone. So right now it's working for them. They're getting out early, and they're getting great looks at the rim, especially if OLSH can't score. They can't set up in that press to slow these guys down.
There's Bryson Kirshner at the charity stripe, and he'll put it up and in for that first bucket at the line for the senior. Another opportunity for Bryson. He'll convert. Chargers all 4 points from the line today.
Yeah. Hey, if you can get to the line and knock down shots and set this press up, that's a good sign.
Through everybody, Titus Gillette, the junior, slices and dices for 2 more. It's 11-4.
He's got a quick 7 in this one, Matt.
They got to close that gap on that press. They got to go toe-to-toe there, not let them split the 2 defenders.
Nice pass by B.J. Vaughn. The extra pass inside. Kirshner gets the bucket. An easy 2 for the Chargers, their first field goal of the night.
And that's where OLSH can score all night. That high-low action from looking for BJ down there or looking for Kirshner down there or even McIntosh down there.
White airball to 3. Back come the Chargers. Rocco open look for 3. Far wing corner. Drano for Rocco.
Wow, what a tough move. That hard stop, extra dribble there to set himself, set his feet. Great eye coordination and great bucket, great follow through.
Halfway through the first quarter here at home. 3 on the way to trying to answer by Gillette. It's no good. Loose. Rocco dived for it, but getting the action was Nelson. Kicked it out to White for 3, which no good. And a rebound ripped away by B.J. Vaughn.
And extra possessions from the offensive rebounds, and they just stayed poised and made shots, and their guys, their leaders right now, Kirshner, Rocco, making big-time plays to now take the lead and have Brashear call a timeout.
Right, yeah, and then Rocco lighting it up from beyond the arc. He's got a quick 8 points.
12-11 now. The Chargers the advantage. And hey, want more information on OLSH Chargers for schedules, rosters, stories, and more? Visit OLSHathletics.com. Special thanks to our website sponsors, Covenant Financials Advisors.
And here you go with a little bit of an adjustment from OLSH. We were talking about their press early, and now they're just going to drop back, but extend Rocco up and extend Tate up to give a little pressure, but they're going to stay in this matchup zone here.
And everyone stays on the floor that originally started on it. No substitutions for either team. Halfway gone here in our opening quarter as the ball trickles out of bounds. Chargers possession here.
Gillette hasn't seen one that he hasn't liked. He would shoot it from anywhere right now. He'll shoot it from sitting down right here.
I understand why Kerry White has a little bit of white going on in the hair region. It's Kirshner threw it off of McIntosh. It looked like it hit his chin.
Yeah.
Back comes Gillette in trouble, and he throws it off the window, and it finds the bottom of the basket.
Yeah, that's exactly what they wanted to do. The OLSH Chargers there, Kirshner was trying to turn and pivot and look weak side to B.J. Vaughn. He's standing there in the corner there, and nice take.
It to go.
Just couldn't get the roll, even with the OLSH will there. Could not get the roll, but does earn a trip back to the line. Does Bryson Kirshner. You see it again here in the replay.
And that's a great look. The middle is wide open. Kirshner doing a great job at getting to his spot, being strong, physical, going up through the contact and towards the rim. And you're going to get that call every time. And here he goes, making his free throws.
Tie ball game at 13. Kirshner to give the Chargers back the lead. He cannot do it. Rims out, tied at 13.
The old announcer curse.
Now I'm a part of it, guys. I'm a part of it. Man.
Almost got an interception, did Kirshner on this side, but it went right back into the hands of Foley. Here's Gillette. He loves to jack him. No kick out, White.
If OLSH can stay in this zone and put this pressure on them, they have a tough time. Brashear is moving the ball and finding a soft spot in a seam for a good look. They're going to take a tough one.
Loose ball, there it is, the turnover. Rocco the steal, and it goes out of bounds off of Rocco Spadafora, according to head official Lenny Leeper.
Rocco pleads his case to no avail. Turnover.
I think he got that one. I think it rolled and hit the back of his shoe right at the end there.
Yeah, it was a great defensive play. Great active hands. Way to get back into play after you turn it over.
Now Rocco needs to take after Dante, just end up on his wallet, and then won't end up hitting the ball out of bounds there. 3 Gillette, deep 3, doesn't fall. Tipped off a few hands. McIntosh is there. Double teamed and got it away to Tate.
And that's a great job by Kirshner coming in and tipping that ball out so McIntosh could grab the rebound. And great take by Kirshner.
Bucket and the foul for Bryson Kirshner.
Flex on him, baby. Let's go. Attaboy.
I think that's Nelson's third.
The fourth on the Bulls,
Yes.
and we see it again on the replay. All over Kirshner, and he gets the bucket.
And that'll bring the big guy out of the lineup with 3 quick fouls here in the first.
Shamir Snyder, the man who takes his place. Snyder is a 6'1 senior.
And Gillette has 9 of their 13 points, so him going out right here, they're going to have to look for somebody else to do the scoring for them.
16-13, Charger advantage on that three-point play, that old-fashioned way for Bryson Kirshner. Almost a travel there as Gillette was able to receive the pass over from Milner.
And on defense, you don't got to come up that high right here if you're Kirshner.
Gillette in the lane and ripped away. Jump ball is called just a moment sooner, and Dorian Tate would have earned the turnover, but held ball is called, and the arrow favors the Bulls, so they'll keep it with 1:25 to go in our opening quarter.
That's 2 times now I've seen B.J. Vaughn slide over and try to take the charge. The third one's a charm, I'm telling you. He's going to get the next call. And that'll be a momentum shifter for these Chargers.
White passing up to the top of the key, driving inside is Milner. Under pressure, lost control of it, and it's fouled. And it's going to be Vaughn or McIntosh. That was the sandwich situation going on there. And looks like it's going to be BJ picking up the foul.
If you're OLSH here, you got to communicate on this crossing route that they got going on here, going towards the rim.
White has it all day. Went to Sheets before he pulled up for 3. It's no good. Has another opportunity. He'll drive the baseline, but he pulls it back out.
And that's where that communication was.
Ball movement here for the Bulls. 3 in the corner, in and out for Gillette. Rebound McIntosh. Let it ahead to Vaughn. BJ up with it. He'll look, NBA range 3, and it's pure for BJ Vaughn. And that almost iconic celebration after he hits the 3, Al.
I know.
Even back when he was a freshman, that's what he would do.
And BJ is such a hot three-ball shooter. If he gets hot, look out.
19-13, coming up on 30 seconds to play in our first quarter from the elbow.
Al, I love the confidence that he has stepping down in transition like that and stepping right into that shot. It's a big-time shot.
Milner misses a 3 and a foul on the Bulls. It'll be the 15th foul against Brashear in this first quarter. Chargers only have 1.
Snyder picks up the 5th foul.
And Garrett Zug enters the game for the Chargers as McIntosh takes a seat.
If you're OLSH here, you want to keep attacking on offense. Bryson Kirshner's doing a great job at getting into the middle and attacking the rim.
Here's Dorian Tate to the near side wing corner. 3-ball, corner pocket, bounces off and is off the stanchion, so they say Bulls basketball. Not to be confused, the Brashear Bulls, not the Chicago.
MJ.
Different color.
No question.
Yeah.
Although if you talk to Shamir Snyder, he got the shoes to would work with it.
Yeah, for real.
There's Gillette weaving through, misses the layup, gets his own rebound, and he throws it up too late. Not in time, and one quarter comes to a close with a fast pace, up and down the floor action after one quarter. 8 minutes in the books from the AAC. It's Our Lady of the Sacred Heart 19, Brashear 13, and you're watching it all here on the O Sports Network. Stick around. The second quarter back after this timeout. And welcome you back here to the Angela Activity Center on the OLSH Sports Network. Back with Christian Harmel, Al Lesh. I'm Matt Fargo. Hey, congratulations to the OLSH cheerleaders as they win their first ever cheer competition at Bell Vernon over the weekend. OLSH history made. First cheer competition, first place for the Lady Chargers in their first year in competition.
Matt, we've known them for years. This is the first year they really went into competition, and they're proving it to other people as well, so that they're really great.
It's a fun thing to see. You know, obviously we've seen them in football, seen them in basketball all these years, but now they get their chance to compete and win.
Yeah.
And certainly that's something that we want to continue to see. Our Lady Chargers bringing home more first-place trophies. Congrats to them. Inside as we open up quarter number 2, and Rocco trying to open up with a 3. It doesn't work, and it goes out of bounds off a Zug into Chargers. Back for the Bulls. 1 quarter in the books. Christian, what do you see from this fast break? Bulls came out strong, but the Chargers were able to slow down things and get some threes and put themselves back in front here.
Yeah, when OLSH is able to score and get into this press here to slow these guys down and be active and get into their zone defense, it's really good and good things happen, and they get great opportunities on offense with the defense. And then for Brashear, you know, these guys are trying to speed OLSH up as well, and these guys are just making shots right now.
B.J. Vaughn from downtown again, and this time no celebration. He just stared everyone down. Here's Gillette all the way to the rack. No good. Rebound goes to Bryson. And here comes Kirshner up the floor. Kirshner coast to coast and pulls it back. Almost went to have another round trip. He kicks it outside 3 to Rocco. That doesn't fall. Rebound to the Bulls. And Michael Lee, freshly into the ball game for Brashear, moves it over to Gillette. And
he traveled.
Carried
it over, yeah. If you're OLSH and you're making shots like that, I mean, it's going to be hard to beat you any night. You're hitting threes like that. They're moving the basketball well. They're finding the open man right now. They're playing a little bit inside-out game, get it into the bigs. Brashear's collapsing, and they're finding the wide-open guys weak side.
BJ outside, Bryson. Bryson up and under move, doesn't fall. Hits the hardwood hard. And the Chargers come up empty there.
I'd like to see him go up on the right side there. He had a layup again. And he tried to make a little tough one there.
Gillette, skip shot goes in for 2.
He's got 11 now.
11 of the 15.
Yep. If I'm Coach Rodriguez after that first quarter, I circle number 2 on the clipboard and I say, you got to find this guy. He's the guy that's scoring all the points and beating you right now.
Had a high percentage shot there from Kirshner from the elbow. One and done opportunity for the Chargers. Here's Gillette again.
And OLSH will take that shot from the elbow all night. Kirshner can knock it down. They're doing a great job of finding him. That's breaking that defense down.
Lee, contested by Tate, got it over to Gillette. Back over to Lee, who jacks a 3. It's off the rim, no good. Clear away rebound for Kirshner.
That was a great job by Kirshner clearing that board.
There's Bryson feeding it back outside. Tate drives, hands it off baseline, driving, missing the layup there as Kirshner got his own rebound, and a travel is called on Bryson.
What a great pass. Tate driving, drawing the defenders, getting off the ball, finding Kirshner in that dunker spot. Just didn't finish the layup, but that's exactly what you want. That's a high percentage shot. And on the defense down here, the OLSH Chargers are doing a great job of pressuring the ball so they can't move the ball around the perimeter and find the open soft spots in the middle of that zone.
5:30 to play, second quarter, 22-15. Our Lady of the Sacred Heart, the defending 2-time state champs, in 3A for the first time in school history, taking on the Brashear Bulls out of the Pittsburgh City League.
BJ will pick up his second foul.
I love this energy and activity down here. It is tremendous right now. And now they're rebounding the basketball a little better from the first 3 minutes of the game.
What a totally different vibe, guys, from game 1 to this one in terms of fast pace, up and down the floor. And even though everything isn't falling for either team, there's certainly well-intended shots tonight.
And I'm sure that, you know, they had these couple practices here, yesterday before this game. And I'm sure Coach Rodriguez said, hey, we got to bring the energy and the intensity on the defensive end, and that's going to open up our offense, and it has tonight.
There's Rocco Coladinato on the putback. Couldn't get it to go. Long pass that's going to get intercepted by Rocco.
That's getting back, isn't it?
Gianni Mesner is also into the game. Here's Coladinato up top. Rocco on the left-handed dribble. Through the lane, threw it off. Inside of the rim, doesn't fall. And the rebound goes to Milner. And last basket, by the way, there for the Bulls was Gillette, just floating one in.
McIntosh was wide open on the block down there. He's got to give him that ball. Rocco's got to give him that ball. Codonato. Man, that's a tongue twister. That's a tough one to say, man.
Coaching staff calls him Colorado.
Yeah, Colorado. I'm going to call him that too.
No good on the shot by Milner, up and fouled on the second opportunity.
And with Tate going out of the game now and BJ, these guys are going to have to come into this game here and really keep the level of playing field the same, if not lift this intensity, right? When you come off the bench and you're getting these couple minutes in here, these couple minute stretch before half, you got to really bring the intensity on both ends.
And rolls out for Milner, the senior.
It was their first attempt from the charity stripe tonight.
We talked about that the other day, right, Al, in the first game. Now, OLSH doesn't foul much, and, you know, in that zone, they do a good job at showing their hands and make it tough for the rest to call one, right?
Right.
Rocco up the floor for the Chargers, 22-18 advantage. Ziggy backing down, back outside Mesner, around the horn, Rocco.
That middle is wide open. They got to give him a look, but he has to have his hands ready in there.
There it is. Codonato lay it up and score. Great ball movement by the Chargers.
Well, that really wasn't Codonato. Lost himself in the paint and got the easy bucket.
I love the way they moved the ball around the perimeter there, and the bigs, Rocco and Bryson, they're interchanging from the block to the high post to the other block to the high post, and they did a good job at swinging the ball to the wing, and Colorado dove right down, and what a layup.
Yeah, I was going to say you could go Rocco, but there's two Roccos out there, so you know.
Rocco squared. Rocco squared.
Dorian Tate back into the game. Mesner will have a seat. Good minutes for him.
Terrific minutes. He's out there. The level didn't change from when Tate was in there guarding the ball at the top of that zone to when Mesner came in.
Codonato with another quick hands knocks the ball out of bounds on the pass in out to the corner.
Good minutes for 20. And he is going to be, I mean, he's so athletic and so physical. And there's another one he tipped. And White was able to bring that one in, contested there by Tate. Ball out of bounds off the Chargers. Bulls will keep it, but Chargers not making anything easy, including the inbounds here for Brashear.
Now Ziggy McIntosh gets a hand in there, knock out and out of bounds.
Very active hands all day long.
Gillette drains a three, and he is on fire, cuts the deficit to 3. Rocco. Inside Kirshner, handed it off to McIntosh, up strong, misses a layup. Rebound, Poley.
I like the high-low action there.
Yeah. I like the idea that they're trying to work it down low. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it's there. They're moving the ball around the perimeter and finding the soft spot in the middle of the zone, and that high-low action's there. Kirshner's been able to take that shot a few times. But they got to stop number 2 down here on this end.
Out of bounds off of Gillette. Charger basketball. 3-point advantage for the purple and gold. 2:54 to play in the first half. Chargers started off 2-0 in the Brownsville tournament. First game at home this season. Bulls 0-2.
Yeah, but the 2 tough losses.
Yeah, we were talking about it earlier about was to Bishop Canevin at Keystone Oaks. Both of those games at the Keystone Oaks tournament. That's actually the tournament the Chargers had played in the last few years. New head coach over there at Bishop Canevin and Timmy McConnell, one of the all-time greats.
Shout out to my guys, the McConnells. Matty McConnell, one of my best friends. Love you, brother.
Of course, older brother TJ in the NBA, and that is going to be a foul on the way up that's going to send Rocco Spadafora to the line. And, you know, that adds a question before we talk about this last play, guys. We're talking about TJ and Cam Johnson, of course, an OLSH grad in the NBA. I don't know that there's another Whippeal alum that is in the NBA active right now.
Actively right now, I don't believe so, but those guys are both tremendous character guys on and off the court, and it's been fun to watch those guys in the NBA at the highest level possible, and those guys just been grinding it out all their life to to fulfill their dream, and they have.
I believe they took that.
They did take that one away. Did not count. I believe Rocco stepped over the free throw line, so no good. But he'll get the steal, but can't finish the layup, and then he'll try to rip this one away and earn a jump ball. And the arrow goes to the Bulls, and that's going to be a technical on Brashear.
I love that hustle by Rocco. You know, you miss a layup, but you get right back into play, and you get a jump ball, and now it leads to a technical. Brashear's losing themselves a little bit over there. They got to keep their poise. They're within 4 points against a team that's won 70-plus games in a row, right?
Yeah, no, you talk about that's going to be a long car ride home for Garrett White, because Gary White's the head coach.
Yeah,
that's double duty there.
Oh man, I've had plenty of car rides in baseball with that kind of situation.
Nah, me too, and a couple different sports.
Yeah, your dad had coached you in a couple different sports.
He might as well coach me in everything, and I've loved every second of it. I wouldn't be the guy I am on and off the court without him.
Shout out to Gary.
That's right.
And they just got another one from the coach.
Oh my goodness! Now that's going to put him down. He's going to have to sit the rest of the game.
Well, if he can't say anything in the car anymore, his kid's going to be like, hey, man,
you got one too.
You got one too.
And that's going to send Rocco back to line. And you know what, guys? Brashear has played a fantastic first half of basketball, and they're letting it evaporate right now because of 2 technicals here late in the first half.
Yep, they losing their heads.
Yeah, and if you're the Chargers, you got to make it hurt. And so far they have, making their free throws and knocking them down and stretching this lead out to 8. They still got 2 minutes here to get this lead up to over 10 before half.
Well, normally I would say I hope that chair's comfortable, but I know we're sitting on the same ones. They're not, so it's going to be a long day for Gary White sitting. It's all the time, and officials, they're starting to call it more now. And I mean, the amount of times it's a basketball move.
Right.
As Brashear drive, outlet to get it over to Kirshner. Kirshner.
Like Gillette is down here.
Big court line.
Yeah, it looked like the people in the stands were yelling that he was hurt, and I think he might have hobbled to half court. Hope he's okay.
Yeah.
And with him going out of the game now, they're going to have to find other ways to find scoring. And OLSH is doing. Find your high-low action. Find Bryson. Get you a shot.
We are aware.
That helped the Chargers right there with that turnover.
And there's a turnover there. Lee's all alone, cherry picking, laying it up and scoring. 29-25.
These costly turnovers right now by the Chargers. Just got to stay poised. Nice look.
Up strong. Rocco Caladonado misses. Ziggy's fouled. No call. Outside Rocco gets the rebound. Here's Bryson up and fouled. Bucket of the foul for Bryson Kirshner. And man, the Chargers had to earn 3 fouls to get 1 there.
Way to stay with it and keep attacking Brashear's body. They keep getting the good drives and shielding their body away from the rim so they're able to finish those layups as Kirshner gets the and 1. Big time play.
Another 3-point play for Bryson. Second of the day, 32-25. And more pressure by the Chargers in the backcourt. They get it over to the far side, and that is going to do it.
Great defense there with the pressure and the full court pressure to
First
keep
half
Brashear
in the books. 32-25 at the break. Chargers lead the Bulls 32-25 from the Angelo Activity Center. You're watching, well, we're hopeful that you'll continue to watch Charger basketball here on the OLSH Sports Network. We'll be back.
On December 9th and 10th, Santa's coming to the OLSH stage. OLSH Theater proudly presents North Pole Musical, a sensational holiday review featuring rapping elves, tap dancing reindeer, and a 3-minute version of the Nutcracker Suite. Visit the OLSH website to get your tickets today. See you there!
there's no picture. And I said, yes, we know. We were trying to fix it. And we now have, thanks to all the guys in the truck. And our director, producer extraordinaire, Matt Stanziola, which is, happy to have him as many times as we can have him this year. Happy to have him back in the saddle. And happy to be back here at the friendly confines of the AAC as it's 32-25 at the break. Hey, guys, did you know that there's a new way to gain entry into OLSH home games this year? Well, if you didn't, I'm going to tell you about it. It's called Hometown Ticketing. Purchase your home game tickets in advance online or on the Hometown Fan app. It's a simple, easy way of purchasing your tickets. Full season passes and individual game tickets are available. Visit olshathletics.org for more information and to buy your tickets to the next game. I don't know why I told you guys, because you guys are...
We have season tickets right here. We're courtside.
But for people listening, it probably is a little bit more beneficial for it. Also, you can get into the holiday spirit at the OLSH Christmas Play, North Pole Musical. Watch as Santa finds a way to remind everyone of the true meaning of the season while the North Pole gets ready for its annual but stressful Christmas show. Showtime's Friday, December 9th at 7 p.m. and Saturday, December 10th at noon and 7. Tickets just $5 can be purchased at olsh.org. Seating will be assigned at the time of purchase. So bring people you want to sit next to.
I want to sit next to you guys. Here we go.
Oh, wow. There's that 5 that I offered you if you'd say that. Also, want to throw out, in cooperation with the OLSH Giving Tree, the school is collecting toys for Operation Toy Soldier to support local military families at the U.S. Army 136 Command. The Giving Tree will also be collecting gift cards at the Mooncrest neighborhood programs for Our Lady's Food Pantry. Please take a gift from the Giving Tree and the Hall of Social Justice. Return it with your toy or gift card by Wednesday, December 14th. And you can place unwrapped toys in the bin next to the Giving Tree. Gift cards may be submitted to the main office. And if the school collects 225 toys and 30 gift cards, students will earn a Jeans Day with their ugly Swiss Christmas sweaters when they return from Christmas break. And
nice.
Those Jean Days are important.
Yes, very important.
But even more so, do it for the kids.
That's right.
Do it for the kids. All right, gentlemen, coming up on just a few minutes before we start this second half of basketball, in comparison to football, guys, I'm used to this 15, 20-minute breaks. You only get 10 and basketball, it's right back to it. Let's get the numbers from Mr. OLSH.
Well, first for Brashear, their leading scorer is Titus Gillette. Let's hope he's back in lineup. He looked like he tweaked an ankle. He has 16 leading the way for them. 5 for Trent Milner and 4 for Michael Lee off the bench for their 25 points. The Chargers, they've got 2 in double figures. Rocco Spatafora leading all scorers, but leading the OLSH scorers with 13. Bryson Kirshner with 11. 6 chipped in by B.J. Vaughn, his 2 3-pointers. And Rocco Colaninato chipped in his 2 points for the Chargers. 32 points. The Chargers with a 32-25 lead. Foul-wise, B.J. Vaughn is the only Charger with multiple fouls. He has 2. As for the Bulls, there's Trent Milner and Jaden Nelson, both with 3 fouls. So that's something to keep an eye on, guys.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it. As always, Christian, your synopsis of that first half of basketball. Very hot start by the Bulls. And then the Chargers were able to really dominate that middle portion of the first half. And then the Bulls started coming back. And if it wasn't for 2 technicals, they probably were right in line. And the Chargers almost have to be excited that they had those 2 technicals, because this game's going to be would be a heck of a lot even closer than it is if not for them.
Yeah, very fast-paced first half here. And, the Bulls, like you said, started out hot. OLSH worked their way and chipping their way back into it. When OLSH scores, they can set up their defense. They can set up their press. They can set up their man or their zone on defense, I'm sorry. So that way, that's slowing the Bulls down. And Gillette was having a great first half as well. And then when he turned his ankle too, and a little bit of scoring goes out, right? And then you have the technicals. And OLSH really took care of the ball for the most part. They made their free throws. and really keep attacking the rim and putting these guys into foul trouble, the Bulls. And so we'll see if they can keep this up in the second half. It's going to be the Chargers are going to have to score, get in their defense, and be poised on offense.
Yeah, and I'm looking over at the bench right now, guys, and I do not see Gillette's on the bench, so he is not starting the second half. So that's probably going to be an issue for them.
Yeah, they're going to have to find out where their scoring is going to come from. And OLSH did a great job on defense of pressuring up front, and so being very active on the front line. And they aren't able to get the ball down low or into the soft spot and break that defense down.
All right, into the third we go here from the AAC. They're watching it right here on the OLSH Sports Network. Happy to bring it to you as the fed down low gets intercepted. Dorian Tate gets the steal. Rocco Spadafora, Tate, Kirshner, McIntosh, and Vaughn, the starters for the Chargers. That's who started the ball game. And they're back out there to start quarter number 3. Chargers possessing the basketball here. Foul shot there for Kirshner, rolls in just like a foul shot for Bryson.
And I want to see him keep doing that, right? Keep turning, spinning around, facing up to the hoop, and knocking that down with confidence. That middle is wide open in that 3-2 zone. OLSH just needs to keep working that top of that zone and find the middle.
Almost. Oh, there it is. Nice steal by Tate. Led it ahead to Rocco. Rocco, the spin. Couldn't get it to go. That going up against the tree, and Jaden Nelson at 6'5". Chargers were able to get the ball back into the corner. Kirshner up with it, tried to dunk, and is they're going to call him a technical for hanging on the rim.
Yep.
And that, you know what? I hate this rule, guys. This is a terrible rule, and the officials making the right call on the rule, but the rule is flawed.
Yeah.
Meaning that any hanging on the rim is a technical. And that was a safety mechanism.
Right,
Bryson wasn't trying to rub that into anybody's face. He didn't even make the dunk, for God's sakes. I'm just saying from that perspective, it's a bad rule. I don't know if you guys agree.
No,
or
I
not.
Totally agree, Matt, because there was nothing. I mean, there was people underneath him. He could have gotten hurt.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. That's I agree as well. Yeah. And it was so quick. It wasn't like he really did it and hung on the rim and shook his body or flexed on him like he did with the making the and one earlier in the game.
But wait a minute. They bring Gillette.
And then he wasn't even on the floor.
He wasn't on the floor, and they bring Gillette in to shoot.
He can.
Okay, we were just
on
told
the technical. Yep. So Gillette comes off the bench, and he'll get an opportunity at the line here to trim down the deficit, and he misses.
And you see the Bulls offense the first 2 times down the court, they turn the ball over, right? With Gillette not being in the game, they don't know where to look. They don't know where to go. All the offense runs through him, number 2. So with him not out here and these guys pressuring up at the top, they're having trouble.
So 1 or 2 at the line, but I'd wax poetic on the fact that rule is so flawed.
Yeah, it is. It is.
And actually, I was talking to some people before the game, and we were talking about it's still a technical pregame if you dunk in pregame, and I think that's silly. Why?
You want to know what's even more sillier than that is the fact that I coach junior college basketball, and we can't dunk in warm-ups either. That's silly to me.
And Rocco is fouled. Rocco was trying to jostle. Are they going to call this on Rocco?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. Rocco picks up his first.
And so here, if you're the OLSH Chargers, you just got to stay poised and stay calm, okay? Didn't get a couple calls, didn't go your way. You got to keep playing the basketball game. You're up 8. You're at home. Stay poised.
Yeah, I think the Chargers now are getting there.
There's
everything's getting. Yeah, this is going to be a foul.
That'll be number 4 on Nelson.
And we talked about this in the first game that we called, gentlemen. They have to take control of this game or it's going to get a little bit out of hand, the referees do.
Dorian Tate inbounding right in front of us.
2 big-time steals already in this second half for Tate.
Now, he's going to be a guy that I just can't wait to watch his maturation process as Vaughn gets denied, but it goes out of bounds. And another thing is, Tate has some basketball experience as far as what he's played to this point. Ziggy McIntosh hasn't played since middle school, 7th grade, the last time he played. He's playing in his 3rd game since middle school basketball.
You wouldn't know it, right? Well, by watching him and his big frame and his big body, and he's active out there on offense and defense. He grabs a lot of rebounds, and he'll get more comfortable as it goes.
Denied is Vaughn, push back up, Gillette lay it up and score.
And that's
he looks fine.
You can't do right
yeah,
there.
Yeah, that ankle looks just fine. There was no skipping his giddy up there.
No. Rocco hands it off to Vaughn. Chargers time in possession here. They are taking their time here. Move the ball around here. It's Kirshner. Bryson, no look pass to Vaughn to McIntosh. Tic-tac-toe, put 2 in for the Chargers.
Wow, that was nice. A couple no-look passes on that possession.
Great job setting it up and being poised and swinging it around the perimeter. They got it down to Bryson like they wanted to. Got the guy diving and the extra pass to Ziggy, and right on cue, there he is.
Gillette, the Euro, to get 2 in. 36-30, 6-point ball game here in the 3rd. Vaughn at the elbow, pure.
Got to guard number 2. Got to guard number 2. And I'll say it again, got to guard number 2.
That's your 3 defensive plays.
Those are my keys to the winning this second half.
And there he is back outside as they moved it outside. Nelson, 3 ball on the way, and that's Drano. And, well, that's 2 with a 1 in front of it.
Now it's like when, the magic ball, anything that is in number 2's hands, he made a nice pass, getting in the teeth of defense, and they still made a 3 there.
Kirshner moved it around to McIntosh, who's hacked. And that's Pulley going to be the guilty party this time.
And Coach Rodriguez, I know he made that adjustment at halftime here. He said, hey, listen, we just got to be patient. You don't have to over-dribble. Okay, you get it in a soft spot of zone. That high-low action is there, and we're either going to make a layup or get to the free throw line, and that's exactly what they did on these couple possessions.
They actually called that on Milner. That's his 4th as well. So their 2 big guys have 4 fouls.
Yeah, and that's where the game has been played. OLSH really did damage in the paint so far, and they've knocked down a couple threes, but most of these points came at the free throw line and underneath the basket.
Important moments in this game, guys, right now with Gillette and Nelson both on the bench. Gillette's still in. Nelson has a seat. So I digress. White, Chargers pressure the backcourt. Gillette brings it into the 4.
Actually, Gillette doesn't have a foul tonight. They have to look to attack him a little bit, maybe get him in some foul trouble.
Gillette kick out.
There's one.
Offensive. Wow, right on cue.
3rd time's a charm. There it is. BJ always very active on defense. He's a good help defender. He knows the right positioning that he needs to be in and taking angles away, and he did a great job stepping up there and beating the guy to his spot and taking a great charge. And that's a momentum shifter here. Now OLSH needs to come down here, be patient,
get points,
and get basket here.
Yeah.
And you look at the body language of Titus Gillette, not happy with himself on that one. See what that will do is Vaughn up and under move, doesn't go, and off a few hands, out of bounds, off the Bulls. Chargers keep it with 4:14 to go here in the 3rd.
And that's the right look right there. The Bulls, OLSH is spacing them out on offense. The Bulls have to come out and play those guys. Bryson flashes with his high hands, and BJ just backdoor and caught sleeping, but didn't
Taken
make
away
layup.
a steal. Milner lost it out of bounds. Gets the steal, but another good play defensively. The Chargers not giving up even though they turned the ball over.
Oh, that was Tate with the hand knocking the ball off of Milner's hands, or legs rather.
Great job getting back into play. A couple times that OLSH has turned over the ball tonight. They've got back into play and made a good play on the ball themselves.
3 on the way. Rocco, no. Tipped away. Bryson Kirshner, the layup. And the finish. Chargers lead at 41-33.
Credit that to Tate. He tipped that. He could have grabbed that, but he decided to tip it in to Kirshner
And
for
that's
the easy
exactly
bucket.
what I was going to say, Al. I was going to say, Al, that doesn't show up in a box score, but that's a big-time play by Mr. Tate there.
Well, he'll get an assist for that.
I tell you what, though, guys, the unsung hero of this game has to be Torian Tate with what he's doing, all the little things right now, and as you've mentioned a couple times, causing those turnovers, those active hands. He's being able to get in passing lanes and tip balls away. And like that one just moments ago, took away points off the board on that steal.
He's been creating havoc all night on the defensive end, and that's going to lead to great success on the offensive end. And there you see it right there. As active as he is guarding on the ball and pressuring the ball and getting back into play to get a turnover and a steal to get it back, then he makes an offensive play there with a good rebound/assist to Kirshner, and that's a big point there for the OLSH Chargers.
You know, something I've noticed tonight, and I didn't notice the first game that we did, a lot of no-look passes by the Chargers tonight. A lot of no-look passes. A couple times, 2 no-look passes on the same play.
And you know what? That kind of surprises me only because, you know, some of these guys are familiar with each other, but certainly some of them aren't. And they're new. But I mean, that's what summer ball's for. And that's what, you know, camp's for. That's what all these things that, you know, the camaraderie seems there already only 3 games in.
Yeah, the chemistry is there. You can see it, and a couple of these guys have it from the football field, right, and then bring it over into the basketball court here. But
nice steal, Kirshner. Bryson stripped it away. No look pass, but intercepted there by White. Tried to get it over to Spanafora. White got his pocket picked by Rocco. BJ was there, but let it too far for Kirshner, out of bounds. Got to just take a breath here and slow it down 1 notch.
Yeah, just the poise here, right? Poise, right? We've been saying it all night. And now I was going to say that, you know, that goes to show Coach Rodriguez and his staff over these years, right? And that's where that gelling comes from, and that chemistry, and that just they know how to win, right? So that's the culture that they build here, and that's why you see that they're connecting on such a early season basis.
There's another ball out of bounds by Dorian Tate.
Quick hands.
Another, you know, play that, you know, that's not going to hit the highlight reel, but here's an inbounds play here for the Bulls.
As active as they've been all night.
And it forces a turnover. It's Vaughn the steal, Vaughn the score.
That's exactly what you want.
And Vaughn in double figures tonight with 10.
He's having a great game tonight.
3 on the way. Gillette no good. Rebound.
He has
goes to the Bulls
tonight.
White moved it inside, and right place, right time was Snyder. Kissed it off the window for 2.
And the only thing about going for steals, like the last play, they got it. This play here, now you go for steals, you're out of position, and then Brashear gets an easy layup because you're down a man on defense.
Bryson to the rack and fouled.
Wow, nice play there, Matt. What I liked was Bryson goes to the hoop, but he looked off. He looked off to pass it off to Ziggy and then went for the lap. That was a great play.
He's doing a great job in that middle. He's going to be a big force all year. Teams that play these guys zone, if they can move it up top with Tate and BJ and Rocco, they can find that middle with Kirshner. I mean, he is so good at turning, facing the hoop, and then making his decision. He can knock down that shot. He can drive and get to the line or make a layup. Or, like you said, Al, he can dish it off and make a nice pass.
Nope. Bryson misses the back half of that, 44-35. Chargers by 9. Gillette guarded by Tate. Vaughn comes over to help as Gillette drives, bucket, and the foul for Titus Gillette, who has been
he's good. He is good. Seriously. He's really
just
good.
Now. We're just going to.
Yeah, we'll talk about it now
Okay,
later in the third. Now, we've talked about it earlier. I mean, man, he's a good scorer. He's a really good scorer. And the Chargers, they gotta make sure they limit him here late down this stretch. They can't give him any easy looks. And if you're OLSH, you just got to be patient here. Keep moving the ball around the perimeter, finding the soft spot, get good penetration like he did there.
Air ball to 3 there. Newly into the game, McKinley. McKinley.
I don't think Coach Rodriguez was happy there.
No, I can't imagine he was.
Into the game there, and you just chuck one up from the stands.
Did he ever yell at you about that?
Oh, absolutely.
3 off balance, Gillette. No good, but McKinley chases down, and Coach Rod will like that.
Yeah.
That's how you go make up for it. Yep. And he's still giving them an earful. I love it. That's what makes you guys tougher, though. These guys, you know, he got to be coachable.
And you know, like it comes from a place of caring with Coach Rod. Vaughn, great ball movement. B.J. Vaughn from Bryson Kirshner.
What a look. Ow, he's really shredding that defense up. They get it in there to him, man. He's a killer in the middle of those zones. He really is. He's a scholarship player. He really is.
Nice head fake there by Lee. He'll throw one up towards the rack and foul on the way. Two coming from Michael Lee, a 5'7" sophomore coming off the bench and has produced good minutes for the Bulls.
No, he really has, and a couple of these guys have been super active for the Bulls tonight and keeping these guys in the game when Gillette went out, and he hasn't scored at a couple times, but nonetheless, their activity on defense has really kept them in the game as well, too, and rebounding on the glass.
McKinley picks up his first.
A reminder to come out on Thursday night and cheer on the Lady Chargers as they lift the lid on the home schedule of their 2022-23 campaign against another City League opponent, Taylor Gang in the building. Taylor Autodice will take on the Chargers on Thursday back here on the network as well. McIntosh on a rebound, tipped off a few hands. Rocco amongst the trees, bucket and the foul for Rocco Spatafora.
And that's just being relentless, guys, and just crashing the glass. Rocco, Ziggy, and Bryson there just doing a great job of going after the rebound, offensive rebound. Had a couple chances there, and Rocco using his strength. You can tell he's hit the weights, and he's been in a weight room.
Rocco splashes in another, and the Chargers' largest lead of the night at 11, 49-38.
Guys, how many times have we talked in the first half? One and done for the Chargers. Boy, they're getting their second and third shots this time.
Certainly are. Three on the way. Gillette out of bounds. Who is it on? The official thinking about it before pointing at the Chargers' direction.
Yeah, they've really did a great job on the glass, minus those first couple minutes of the game, but they've been gang rebounding on offense and defense, and it's led to success.
47 ticks to go here with a third.
Need a good look here. Like to see him get it to Bryson in the middle. Let him make a play.
Sure. Wouldn't you like to see the Chargers possess the basketball this whole time? And how about just a three from Rocco Spatafora? The heck with that. Let's add points.
That's his third of the night from beyond the arc.
And he gets that three-pointer because Brashear goes for the steal. If he stays at home there, he doesn't get that look. But he did a great job with his quickness and his hands and being able to come to the basketball and spin off that attempt to steal, and great shot.
Carey called against the Bulls, and Brashear calls a full timeout with 24 seconds to go in the quarter.
Wow.
52-38. They burn one here. That means they have just two timeouts remaining.
There's your big third quarter here, Al. They're finishing out strong.
Hey, there's no better way to see yourself as an OLSH student than become an OLSH Charger for a day. All 8th grade students and transfer grades 10 and 11 are invited to join us for a shadow for the day and experience firsthand what it is like to be a student. Students will be assigned to a Charger ally, their host for the day, and will attend classes, meet teachers and students, and eat lunch on us. Pre-register for your experience at olsh.org/visit. And Christian, you're the only one on this broadcast that can explain what it is like to be a Charger. But I am the only one on this broadcast that can experience what it was like to do Charger for a day. I did Charger for a day.
That is something, huh? That is something.
Ryan,
I was here for 4 years.
Yeah. I was here for 1 day.
1 day. I bet you did everything I could have did in 4 years right in 1 day.
Failed a few classes, I had fun. But Ryan Ott was my shadow. Was it was a lot of fun. Obviously, I knew a lot of kids when I came, but it is a pretty cool experience to get to see if it's the right fit for you.
Yeah, absolutely. You always want to make sure it's a right fit, especially for these guys that are going from grade school to high school and from high school to college. Got to make sure the shoe fits, right?
Right, absolutely. 8 seconds to play in the third. Tate Rocco, 5 seconds. Rocco, when's he going to pull up? No, a feed inside. Kirshner with 1 second, out of bounds at the buzzer. That's the end of the third. End of 3 here at the AAC. 52-38. Chargers have the advantage over the Bulls. We'll come back for the fourth. You're watching live coverage of Charger basketball, and it's only here on the OLSH Sports Network. We'll be back. Let's play a fourth at the AAC. 52-38 back alongside Christian Harbaugh and OLSH. Matt Fargo with you. Thanks to Bruno Williams behind the camera today. And Matt Stanziola leading all of our guys in the truck.
And for fixing our technical issues.
Yes, and that too.
Yeah.
Hey, OLSH Girls Basketball is selling gourmet-flavored popcorn from Popped Envy. There are 8 flavors available. Each bag of delicious popcorn costs just $7. All orders and payment, cash or check, can be made out to OLSH are due by December 12th, so your time is running out and may be submitted to the main office or a member of the girls basketball team. Popcorn will be delivered by Santa himself December 19th. Download the order form at olshathletics.org or contact a team member to place an order today. Popcorn. Get your popcorn ready for the fourth. 52-38. Charger advantage, trying to hold down home court. One more time as that one gets the roll. No, it rolls out.
Yeah.
Lee thought he had it, and he didn't.
The one thing you got to do if you're the OLSH Chargers here is you got to be patient on offense. You got to take care of the ball. They turned it over on that first play. You can't turn it over right now. You can't give Brashear any opportunities or extra opportunities to score.
Ziggy, too much on that. Taken away by Gillette. Crossover move is the battle between 1 versus 2 tonight. Hand off to Lee. Lee just jacks a 3 off the front of the rim, no good. There's Tate there, clearing away a rebound.
And great rebound by Tate, and again, you got to limit them to 1 chance. That's a foul.
Stop and pop there for Rocco, no call.
He comes up
Rebound,
a little wobbly.
3 on the way, Gillette, good. And he keeps the Bulls in this one. Timeout taken. And Mike Rodriguez is on the floor right now complaining about the no call on Rocco Spadafora.
Right. Yeah, it's definitely was a foul. I'm not sure how they missed that. He got to his spot, good pull up. He got him on an arm there. Mehdi even hit him on his landing. Didn't give him space to land. And that's a bad no call, but nonetheless, Gillette comes down and hits a 3 for the Bulls, and that's the only way they can get back in this game right now. Can't let number 2 score, and you especially can't give him up, let him give up a 3 and let him hit a 3. If you're OLSH, you just got to keep your composure here, stay poised, swing the ball around the perimeter, time and score is your friend right now, and make sure you get a good look. Keep finding Bryson. They're doing a good job of finding him in the middle, but now last 2 times Ziggy's missed 2 layups. He's got to finish those. He's not going to get every call.
And keep in mind, guys, that the 2 big guys for Brashear are playing with 4 fouls. So
exactly.
I mean,
so
I'd
I'd
be trying to go in at that. Yeah,
most definitely. And Brashear has switched up their defense as well. They're in a 1-3-1 now. So you got the 2 split in the top. You got Bryson, in the middle there, and then you got Ziggy and BJ in the corners and diving in the rim once it gets to the middle.
How difficult is it for a team to adjust to those things on the fly?
Yeah, it's very tough, and that's why you got to simulate it in practice and, preparing for these games. And when hey, they're going to run 1-3-1, hey, they're going to run 2-3 zone, they're going to run a man. You just got to work on it in practice, and that's where the leadership comes with your good point guard. So like Rocco, his leadership on and off the court here. It's going to play a big factor for them being successful all year.
Yeah, whistle on a kick ball. Chargers will maintain possession there.
And even though they didn't, thankfully they didn't turn it over there, but they've got the clock to tick a little bit here, but they got to get a look. They got to attack the rim. Like you said, Al, two of their guys, their big guys, got foul trouble. Attack the rim.
I would.
Yeah.
I'd be trying to get it down inside.
Once they get it to the middle there, it's the dive. The weak side is what's open. They have to stay spaced here. The Chargers are too clumped up on top of each other. Nice play.
Put back in there by Bryson Kirshner. 54-41.
Great finish. That's what you need right there. Stay patient.
Beat the clock and get points.
That's right. But you can't gamble for those, right? Because this can't happen.
3 on the way, and it's well off the mark. Haven't said that very often with Gillette shooting today.
No.
5 minutes to play, and the Chargers have that 54-41 advantage.
He has 27 of their 41 points right now.
Oh, he walked.
You just got to be patient here. They're doing the right thing. They're moving, swinging the ball around the perimeter. They got to find that soft spot. They got to get 44 back in there in the middle and Kirshner and find him and make him make a read.
Falling away there, Gillette can't get the bucket to go, and Kirshner clears away an important board as we tick under 5 minutes to play.
And another great defensive
Mike Rodriguez
possession.
wants a timeout.
Yeah, that last possession by the Bulls, Gillette was just out of control there. He didn't know what to do with it. He just threw it off the glass.
Yeah, the press is still giving them a little bit of trouble. They want to go quick when they break it, but the OLSH Chargers are doing a great job at getting back into the play and finding their guys and finding their spots in that zone and making sure they challenge the shot and rebound at the rim. And that is keeping them in front here and keeping the advantage in the fourth quarter.
So the Chargers a 54-41 advantage. Chargers, you think now, guys, we haven't really talked about it, and maybe that's where we're headed towards. Is last time we were on the air, there was all this excitement for win number 69 and breaking the state record, and now they have it and continuing the nation's longest record. And I wanted to mention and it's also on the Harlem Globetrotters YouTube page.
Oh, that's awesome.
Pretty cool.
So cool.
That my world's personally connecting, but even beyond that, pretty cool to actually get a Globetrotter to come to Moon Township and see the Chargers.
Yeah, that's unbelievable, and that's fun for these guys, right?
Yeah, run the magic circle on the OLSH logo. How about that?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, that was, as it was happening, I'm like, this is pretty crazy.
Point game, but 4.5 minutes is a lot of time. Now the helpful thing is no shot clock in high school basketball, so OLSH can move the ball and delay it a little bit, but you don't want to play too conservative, because then what happens is, you kind of fall asleep and then you turn it over, or something bad happens, or you take a bad shot that you don't want because you're rushing something. And if you're Brashear here, they're going to look to start probably pressuring a little bit more and trapping. I'm sure they're about a possession away from having to go about full court man or some kind of full court defense to try to disrupt the Chargers.
Out of the timeout, Chargers back to work offensively and trying to nurse an 11-point game. Chargers have won 50. There's a foul. Chargers have won 53 consecutive games. Talking about records, guys. Is this going to be his 5th on Nelson?
Yeah, Nelson's done.
The Chargers have won 53 consecutive games by double digits, dating all the way back to the opener of the 2020-21 school year when they won against North Catholic by 8.
53 out of the 70. That's spectacular. That's unbelievable.
By double digits.
That's unbelievable. And they're flirting with it a little bit here, and they could definitely keep it over double digits, I'll tell you that, but they got to be poised and knock their free throws down. Don't give these guys any free runs at the rim. Got to swing this ball in this 1-3-1 zone. They got Boyd in the game here.
Yeah.
He's not as familiar with playing the top of the zone here as Nelson is, so he's not pressuring. They can actually just stand there until he comes out and guards him.
Tipped off a few hands there. Finally moved out to Kirshner.
This is great ball movement by the Chargers right now.
Around the horn, Rocco. No. Rebound, White. And that was what you needed if you're a Bulls fan.
Yeah, Coach Rodriguez not happy about that.
That's a tough one. You can't take that shot. You know, being a leader, and you know he'll hear about that one and know it.
Kirshner playing volleyball. Coach Mack took note there. 3 on the way, Gillette, and he hits a 3 that cuts the lead into single digits. 54-46. 3 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter.
They got to keep this spaced here. They got to put another guy in the corner here. Too many guys on the top of the key here. Get somebody down in the corner and play 2-1-2. Swing the ball around the perimeter.
Kirshner underneath finally finishes it off. Back to a 10-point lead.
You got to get this defense shifted from side to side, so they have to stay spaced and use this whole court if you're the Chargers here. Don't take any fouls. And great defense up the sideline there by Rocco.
Forces Garrett White to kick the ball. Turnover. By the way, Kirshner, 20 points tonight.
He's had a tremendous game. Really, not just the points, but playing that middle of that zone and finding the soft spot. And he's had a lot of assists from there and great plays, hockey assist even with the extra pass. And he's did a great job on the boards as well. And this is where you got to put a guy in the corner. Put one guy in the corner.
Kirshner tried the reverse, didn't go.
And the play is on one side of the court right now. If you're the Chargers, you got to get the defense shifted. They're not making them work.
3 doesn't fall. Put back is good by Poley.
Right now, with them being down 10 and the time, you know, starting to be a factor for the Bulls, Gillette's just chucking them up there, and great job by number 13, Poley, to go get that and put that in. And if you're the Chargers, you got to rebound right now. That's crucial. You have to make your free throws when it comes around to it.
As timeout taken by Mike Rodriguez. And with 1:42, the Chargers have another record that has been impressive. Guys, you have to go back to February 10th, 2017, the last time the Chargers lost here at the AAC.
Wow.
An 88-82 loss to Swickley Academy. Remember, Dante Spadafora, who's 2 years now removed from graduating, he had 4 consecutive years of never losing here.
Right.
So 2017, the last time that the Chargers fell here at home.
Wow, that's impressive.
And next game, I'll get the actual count for that.
That is tremendous. These accolades that they have had is just mind-blowing, you know?
And if Mike Rodriguez had an earpiece into our broadcast right now, he'd be staring me down saying, shut up.
Stop. Yeah. Well, we got 1:42 left before this one's a final, and that streak continues.
And I know
a lot of streaks.
He hasn't been happy with these last couple possessions.
No.
They're not getting it shifted. The ball's not moving.
And you need to be a smart player here and not necessarily rush your shots.
I don't know why they love that side of the floor over by the bench, but it hasn't went to the left side, and I couldn't tell you. Look, the corner is wide open.
Vaughn. Chargers playing keep away, and now we get a foul.
Yeah.
And B.J. Vaughn going to get a 1-and-1 opportunity as the Bulls enter the bonus, or the Chargers enter the bonus, courtesy of the Bulls' 7 fouls. Second one on White.
You got to step up here and make your free throws if you're B.J.
Right.
And they did a good job all night at making the free throws, and you got to make them here when it's crunch time. And with under 2 minutes to go, under 10-point game.
Miss by Vaughn, but tipped off a few hands. The Chargers almost got the rebound, but the Bulls, Kirshner saves it to Rocco. What a play!
What a big-time play. We talked about that out, right?
Unbelievable save of the basketball.
He's did it all tonight.
Chargers able to kill off more time. Just a relentless play as Rocco lost it and is now fouled, and he is fouled by a Bull, Ramir Boyd. And let's see this play again, guys.
I think it's on Rocco.
This foul is on Rocco.
Yeah, they get Rocco for a second.
We're watching the save by Kirshner to Rocco that killed another, 20 seconds?
And that is a great job at just being active. Kirshner is, and after they didn't get the rebound, putting his 2 hands up there and grabbing it. And here's Rocco over here
Trying to give us the
being
ball.
active with his hands. A little bit too much dribbling down there on offense, and that's what Coach Rodriguez is telling him. You can't turn it over here, and you can't foul either.
Oh, almost went over and back.
Right.
Milner to Gillette, deep 3 on the way, and it's good. Timeout, Brashear, and the Bulls won't go away. Titus Gillette as the Bulls take their final timeout.
Yep, that's it.
This man has been something special tonight. He is making shots from all over the place.
44 seconds remain.
33 for Gillette tonight.
That's special. He's spectacular. He's a great player. He's making a lot of shots tonight. His energy has been there. His teammates have really found him. And
56-51, Chargers have the advantage. And this is, I don't remember the last time it's been this close, this late in the ball game, huh?
No. Well, this Bulls team, I'm speechless.
right, because you haven't seen it in 4 years, right?
Right.
And the thing now is you just got to be poised. Coach Rodriguez, call that timeout, draw up a play there, right? Got to get the ball in bounds. Great job there getting it bounce. Now you just can't turn it over. You got to make your free throws.
And they're going to send Bryson Kirshner to the line with 40 seconds left. And you said it, Christian. That's the name of the game right now. Make your free throws, and you'll get out of here with your 3rd win of the season.
Right. And then you learn from these types of games, right? Early in a season like this, close game in your house. Brashear's not going away. You got a great player in Gillette. And, nonetheless, you get out of here with a win, but you learn from it too as well, moving forward.
21 for Kirshner tonight.
And you know what? This is, a coming out party for Bryson. We talked about it in the season opener about he needing to step up in a big way. No more Dawson Summers inside with him. And you go 1 and 2 at the line. Chargers tie it up, and the arrow goes to the Bulls. But the Chargers do flip the arrow with 37 ticks to go and a 6-point advantage.
And that'll be huge too, right, to have the possession there on the next one. Bryson's having a great game tonight, and that's something I know he can do, and he's such a great kid, and he works so hard, and love to see it pay off here for him.
Travel called on the Bulls. Big moment there.
Yeah, it was huge. It was getting close for the 10 seconds as well.
Yep. And great defense there. So active.
Student section back into it, guys. For these final 30 seconds, you saw a quick clip of them.
Look for a quick foul by the Bulls there.
Got to get it in bounds.
Rocco. Dorian is fouled, and almost a turnover there. But Tate fouled and heads to the line. 1-and-1 opportunity, the 9th foul against the Bulls. 27 seconds remaining.
You got to make both free throws here. Knock these down, right? Give yourself the 9-point lead, and then you got to set your press up. You got to be active. You don't have to trap. You don't have to get beat deep. Can't give up a layup, but you got to put some pressure on them. Slow them down. Make them use some time.
It gets on the score sheet from the charity stripe.
Man, he has had a great game, though, defensively. He really has. He's been a great role player out there tonight.
1 and 2 at the line. Ball tipped into the air, taken away by White. White pushes it up the floor. They need points quickly. Gillette has it, but he's guarded quickly. Little arm bar there. 3 is on the way, no good. Rebound, Rocco. 10 seconds to go. Rocco is fouled, and Rocco to the line. I thought I thought he pushed off of Tate and didn't cross him over like the Bulls fans are reacting.
Yeah, I agree. I think he pushed off as well. Great defense by Tate. And he got that little shove, and it did, good no call by the refs there. But nonetheless, the Chargers rebound, and great job by Rocco to go get that ball and secure it and now make his free throws and win this game.
I mean, Tate was draped over him, not allowing him to jack that three that everybody in the building knew it was coming.
That bucket there gave Rocco 20 points tonight. Make it 21.
And make it a 9-point lead for the Chargers.
And you got to find Gillette here.
And they just go for the layup. Miss the layup, and the Chargers are 3-0 and win the home opener here in 2022. 60-51 the final. And the Chargers hold down home court. But for the first time in 53 tries, a team gets within 10 of the Chargers. 60-51 the final. Our post game coming up next. Stick around. You've watched Charger basketball live from Moon Township, all here on the OLSH Sports Network. Our post game show coming back on the back half of this break.
On December 9th and 10th, Santa's coming to the OLSH stage. OLSH Theater proudly presents North Pole Musical, a sensational holiday review featuring rapping elves, tap dancing reindeer, and a 3-minute version of the Nutcracker Suite. Visit the OLSH website to get your tickets today. See you there!
And we'll welcome you back here to the Angela Activity Center. It's post-game time here at the AAC. 60-51. Yeah, got to flip it around, 60-51, the final score. The Chargers win it. They go to 3-0. Brashear 0-3, but boy, they are going to be a tough out. They stacked the opening portion of their schedule. They will have the West Hills portion of their schedule is pretty much what they got. They have Bishop Canevin, OLSH. Then they have West Allegheny at home, Cornell at home before they jump into City League play against Alderdice. So they're basically playing all West schools before they jump into the City League. But I liked this type of game for this team. They need to know that they're going to be in games like this. They need to know that they're going to need to hit foul shots down the stretch. This is the game that was necessary for, in my opinion, a team like this, because you're going to have your lumps. You're going to have to take lumps throughout these games and throughout this season, and I think it's important to have games like this early on, Christian.
Yeah, you definitely need to be tested if you're the OLSH Chargers, and tonight they were. Brashear, a tough team coming in from the city like we talked about earlier. Gillette having a really good game, and that's another thing. If you're the Chargers, you're going to see a lot of that this year, right? You're going to see guys come in and they're going to score a lot of points, right? And so you have to really dial in and on a scouting report and know where those guys are and limit them. And they're going to get theirs, but you got to do what you did tonight and come out victorious. But, for the OLSH Chargers, this is something that going forward, it's going to be a learning opportunity here, and they can make the adjustments and keep preparing for the next games and going forward in the season.
Al, let's get your thoughts and then your tally.
I kind of agree with you. The Chargers did a good job. They had some big guys up in the middle, and the Chargers did a good job of pretty much negating them, both offensively and defensively. Obviously, they have one scorer, Titus Gillette. and after that, it's a big fall off for them. So I see that to be a struggle for this Bulls team throughout the year. So the Chargers knew that he was going to score. I think they came into this knowing that he was going to score. Just let's limit him. Let's not let anybody else have a big game, and I think they did that.
What do you think about Bryson Kirshner and his game? It just seems so much more complete than from a season ago.
Man, he is absolutely tremendous, and I was had the opportunity to work with him a little bit in the summer and be in the gym with him, and man, is he a great kid on and off the court, and he really does a great job on both ends of the floor, and he was rebounding tonight, being very active and on defense, and then on the offensive end, like we talked about, Al, he's been in that middle